All right, here we go. Rock and roll. How's everybody doing today? CL Hutchinson. Good to see you. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Lego Canadian. What's going on? Hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's feeling good. We are here. The building, Sloan. Good to see you. Working on some photos. That's good. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Today's Thursday. Week is almost over. Weekend is upon us. Had a busy week teaching 3 classes this week. It's been amazing. Been having a great time. So today I brought Lego today. Exciting. Only thing is, it's not for me. I brought Lego for other people. So Lego's not for me. So that's story of my life. But I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are feeling good today. Twitch, what's going on? Good to see you. YouTube, good to see you guys. All right, what were we doing? We're doing this Iron Man thing. Let me just make sure I got all the stuff I need. Hey, Mike, what's up, man? Oh, thank you. I like to wear awesome t-shirts. I like to collect awesome t-shirts. So I've been told that my t-shirt collection is quite impressive. So I'm happy about that. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you, bro. All right, let's bring the monstrosity over here. Doing good. I'm doing good. It's Thursday. Getting closer to the weekend. Cameron Kid, what's going on? What's up? Hey, Dad. The Woods wedding ring. Hey, Dad. I am not your dad, but good to see you. Maybe I look like a dad. Maybe that's what it is. I look like a dad right now. I need to get a haircut. Need to get my beard trimmed. So maybe that's what you're looking at. King Taka, what's going on? Law of Lego. How's it going? Bricktacular, good to see you. All right, let's bring this bad boy over here. right. Oh. It's getting under pressure. Okay. Whew. That was close. Look at it upside down. San. Ha. Funny. What's going on, guys? Very funny. All right, let's. So what I'm gonna do over here, I'm actually going to take parts of the wall on one side. I'm going to fill in parts of the wall on this side. So I have equal siding. I will work on building the rest of this going down. So let's do that. Break this in half right here. All right. Miles, good to see you. Who is having? Good to see you. Okay, hey King, Shaka, what's going on? Claire, how you doing, Claire? Julian, good to see you. You added on to your theme park? Nice. Odin, I got a new Lego set. Oh, okay. All right, Odin, what set did you get? Like how that rhymes? What set did you get? Danny, how are you, Danny? That's Twitch for you. Nah, that's all good. That's all good. Trust me, I've been on worse sites, so that don't bother me none.
Hell is a cold, gloomy landscape filled with jagged rocks and an ethereal fog covering the area. Hela eventually escaped Hell, and Odin dispatched the Valkyries, Asgard's greatest warriors, to the work. However, they were unsuccessful, and Odin was forced to reseal Hela once again. After sealing Hela away, Odin continued to rule over the Nine Realms, which were peaceful for the most part. Dark elves were virgins, and flame, and Hela was prison. But the frost giants were not satisfied with this, so they revolted by attacking Midgard, casting Witcher, which is the source of power. Not long after, Odin arrived with an army of Asgardians in combat with the frost giants Loki, Arby, and then Tower. Eventually, there was a battle on.
What are your plans for the weekend?
Battle, Odin and Asgard.
Oh, that was close. I believe you're rocking a Frederick Keys hat. You know your stuff. Yes, I am.
This chilling wasteland is home to nothing.
You caught that. Mikey, how you doing? Daft Duck, how are you? Can I build a baseball park? I sure can. Reach out to me on BregoBros at Gmail. BREGOBROS. And just let me know. And then we could discuss all the how big, how detailed, price, all that. I'm going to help my dad out on my boat. Nice. Out engine had some problems last year. We're trying to get it fixed. All right, that sounds awesome. That's awesome. So, guys, you guys know that Bill and Ted is coming out. Bill and Ted is coming back out. How do you guys feel about that? Hudson, how you doing, Hudson? All right, Odin, you take care, buddy. Hey, BB Builds, what's up? You make a Lego comic book? Mine arrived today. Did I make a Lego comic book? Not that I know of. That would be pretty wicked, though, if I did. I don't know how I feel about Bill and Ted. I want to see it, but Keanu Reeves he's such a different character now. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, I don't know. I'm probably gonna see it. But Keanu Reeves, he doesn't have that persona anymore. You know, that persona of just being, yo, dude, yeah, all right, excellent. He doesn't have that anymore. So it's weird. All right, listen. Instagram, hold on one second. I gotta fix this phone because this is gonna bother me all day.
made Odin. However, Loki double crosses the structure after he then unleashes the full power of the Bifrost and attempts to destroy Yondu, but is thwarted by the Bifrost.
All right.
After the Bifrost,
Let's see if this fixed the issue. I hope it did, because this has been bothering me. Grace, how you doing? Raptus. Yes, Keanu Reeves is amazing. There is no doubt about that. But I'm still on the fence. I just can't see him in that light because he's just so incredible.
not much is known about Vanaheim, but what we see of it seems very Asgard is the home of Thor, feared and respected throughout the galaxy.
All right.
Asgard is a very unusual planet as it is inside. The entire plane has a breathable atmosphere, gravity, and cyclical days. Nice. The top side is a beautiful heavenly place, but the underside is a desolate mountain.
That new Hall of Armor, that looks pretty cool.
The capital city of Asgard is really its only natural location. The center of the city is the palace where Asgard is birth. From there, the city stretches out across the plain. Outside of the city is Asgard's countryside, which is covered in forests that are carved with various streams and rivers that the city. The bountiful land of Asgard is in a state that is springtime where it watches harvest on the side. Asgard is not just a symbol of power, but it's also a social issue. Hela, Odin's daughter's power derives from itself, and while on Asgard, her power is level. Although during Ragnarok, Asgard was destroyed by Muspelheim's fire, even further preventing Hela from expanding the Asgard empire.
All right, I'm gonna put this war machine up here instead. You gonna do a marathon of John Wick? Nice. Thank you, Mason. Appreciate that.
After the destruction of Asgard, Midgard is
Trying to see what I'm going to add.
Or would then regularly assist her second or third Ultron and both of them. And speaking of Dennis he did eventually visit Earth after the middle of the war. Middle of the year is a star and are responsible for weapons.
All right, I'm trying to think how I should do this part here.
However, Thor was able to sometime after the second Thanos arrived on
All right. What's my favorite Marvel movie? This week it's Infinity War. All right. So this is what we have going on so far. Oh, Daffy Duck, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Send me an email, please. Send me an email so that we can talk about building that. Okay? Because usually I remember during the stream, and then once the stream is done, my mind is in a totally different place because I'm doing something else. So please let me know, okay? What was my favorite build I did on Lego Masters? My favorite build I did on Lego Masters was the Teacup Ride. The very first thing that we built on Lego Masters, which was during the Dream Park Theme Park Challenge. That was my favorite. That was my favorite thing because I was able to build something that I feel that I'm really talented in, building with gears and ratios. And my ride was able to be self-sufficient, meaning once I had it coded, it was able to spin and work on its own. And I've never worked with coding with Lego before. That was my very first time working with coding in Lego. So I was really proud of that. Mine is Age of Ultron. Oh, Age of Ultron was a good one. All right. Thank you. So the goal, Brickster, the goal is to have this wall go all the way down and then build on top of this, making this the top floor of Tony Stark's. This will be the top floor of Tony Stark's laboratory. Because if you remember the movie, the Hall of Armor was downstairs, not upstairs. Hey, what's going on? Man, I'm going to butcher this name. Platonic. Good to see you. How are you? You said, hey, Corey. So that could be one of two things. But how you doing? Good to see you. Is there going to be a big circular door and all that jazz? Yes, I am looking to do that. I would make that circular door up top here. But I just got to figure out, and I probably got to look at the scene again so I can remember how it looks exactly. I'm coding in Lego Cap, and I had it at school once. He was really good. I was really good. I wasn't really good at it. Wow. Yeah, in Lego Masters, you really don't have time to try to figure out how to make things work. They pretty much say, hey, this is what you got to do. We're throwing you into the fray. Make it work. So I had to do that. All right. I forgot my iPad downstairs. I'm going to need it so I can look at the scene from this Hall of Armor. So give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Let me go and get my iPad.
Well, it's about damn time. Yes, about 2.5 years ago, I made this Marvel Cinematic Universe in chronological order video, and ever since then, the question I've seen the most is, when's the next one coming out? So, with Avengers Infinity War coming out about a week, I thought this would be as good a time as any to do one last one. yes, this will most likely be the last one of these MCU chronologies, because after this universe is going to be way too big to recap. This video was hard enough to make already, trust me. The movies and the TV shows, and short films, and even the tiny comics. I do realize this video is ridiculously, hilariously long, but considering everything I'm talking about here, in total, it's about 256 hours long. Condensing it into 2 hours, I think isn't that bad. But yeah, maybe don't watch this all in one sitting. Or do. That would be impressive. Now I need to just put up a few disclaimers up front. If you want to skip to the main part of the video, you can click to this time. Go ahead. Don't be too offended. One, some of these dates aren't going to be 100% accurate. A few might be assumptions. I also might mess up a name here and there because there are a lot of weird names and head effects of planets. Also, considering the stuff I need to cram into this, I will be painting with a pretty broad brush for some of these, especially the TV shows. Like, I can't go into every tiny subplot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as much as I might want to. And if it wasn't super obvious, spoilers ahead. Or everything. Like, I mean, everything. Alright, with all that said, sit back, relax, and let's get this thing started.
All right.
Before we actually get into the events and everything, there are a few things you should know about this universe. Basically, think of this universe as having two main sections. There's the normal universe first, which has Earth, and then branches off to the rest of space. It goes down to galaxies and planets like Guardians, and even further to planets like Asgard and the rest of the realms. Now, I know they're called realms, not planets, but from my research and understanding, the
can't even put my
realms
hat
are
on.
planets deep out in space.
Ugh.
And these 9 specifically are connected to
So
each other
tight.
by a kind of system called Yggdrasil. Basically, just think 9 important different planets connected to each other, and they've got names from Norse mythology.
Yeah, some of these Iron Man, a friend of mine, he designs custom minifigs. So some of them I got from him.
And also, yeah, perhaps some magic powers would make them pretty good. But then, beyond this regular universe, in this other section, there are hundreds, thousands, an infinite number of parallel dimensions to this world. All of this is called the multiverse. We mainly say in our dimension throughout this, but in the story, there'll be a lot of references to other dimensions, basically universes that exist in the Doctor Strange portal away from ours. So there are planets, which the realms fall into, and then there are other dimensions, which I'll point out in a way. Okay, I know I may already have lost some people in that setup, but now let's actually get started. So before the universe existed, several billion years ago, there were 6 singularities that eventually morphed into tiny gems with the powers of the universe. They have the powers of time, power, reality, space,
Right.
the soul, and the mind.
I'm about to watch something real quick.
It's a race of aliens called the Dark Elves.
Marilyn, how are you? I know you can't see me behind this giant thing.
And the universe starts, and the Dark Elves don't like this. There's no more darkness. So they want to return the universe to how it was before, without all these planets and species. So the albino leader of the Dark Elves, Malekith, gets his hands on the Reality Stone and turns it into a substance called the Ether. Basically, he turns the stone into a substance he can use as a weapon. Then, as the universe evolves, these giant space god type things called Celestials turn up, where we don't really know. They have the
Okay,
power to
that's
manipulate
not what I
planets
wanted.
as energy, and so they're able to use the most powerful objects in the universe, the Infinity Stones. Use them to wipe out planets and civilizations wherever they want, because they're just kind of crazy. One of these Celestials is called Ego, and he finds being a space god is kind of lonely. He discovers he can manipulate the matter around him and create shells upon shells for himself until he's an actual planet. Being a planet's kind of boring though, so Ego creates a smaller avatar of himself to explore the universe. Over the next millions of years, he finds tons of planets around the universe and decides he wants to conquer all of them. He does this with a well-thought-out plan, which starts with planting little seeds on the planets.
He usually has his Hall of Armor.
But to activate
Iron Man
the
has.
power of another Celestial. So how do you get another Celestial? You bang
He has everything in front of him.
Ego gets busy across the whole universe and then sends people to retrieve the kids he makes for
Yeah, that's how it looks.
Retrievers, especially Yondu, but we're getting ourselves. Ego's pretty pissed though, because
Ooh, hold on.
his celestial powers, so they're useless to him. So he kills them
All right.
and stores their corpses in the lower part of the planet, which is technically
1, 2,
inside of himself.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, at this point,
5,
Earth
6.
has finally formed.
So it is 7.
Meteorite filled with a super
Got it
strong
right. So take a look at this,
vibranium
everybody. Oh no, this ain't what I wanted to
Because
show
it's
you.
awesome, the vibranium gives the plant life around it special powers and extra strength. Move ahead a few million years, and now
Dude,
humans
these
have
Earths?
evolved on it. In Africa, 5 tribes of humans discover
Alright.
vibranium and decide to build a home around it and call it.
I wanted to show you guys this concept real quick.
Until one day, one of the tribe's
There it
warriors
is.
gets a message from the panther goddess Bast to consume this plant affected by the vibranium called the heart-shaped ring. Okay, pause. Yes, there's
Take a look.
apparently a panther goddess. Maybe this was just a hallucination this guy had or something. Is there really another explanation for that in this universe? Whatever.
Check that out.
The important part, anyway, is he consumes the vibranium-powered plant, and he gets super strength, speed, and enhances.
So I don't know if you guys can see it too
Yeah,
well,
right, that's pretty cool.
but that's the idea of what I'm trying to do.
Except for the Chikari tribe, who decides to live in the mountains instead. The guy who eats the heart-shaped herb also becomes the Black
So
Man, the warrior protector of the planet.
it's kind of weird how I want to do this.
Also, because they have a built with vibranium, over the centuries, Wakanda develops.
But there's like there's a piece that comes out here,
However, they decide to hide themselves.
and it allows the Iron Man piece. So essentially,
Meanwhile, this being somewhere else in the world,
this piece right here
called Agamotto discovers the mystic
would travel down the middle
the mystic arts essentially
to the center here,
those alternate dimensions I mentioned before, and also two other
which will also allow me to spin it.
So because of this, he creates a little club called the Masters of the Mystic Arts with a bunch of humans,
So
and they start
that's the part I have to figure out.
AKA magic, really.
So let's see how we will go about doing this.
Which he uses to make the Eye of Agamotto so he can control it. Basically, a fancy necklace. He puts up 3 sanctums around the world to protect the world from threats from other dimensions. These 3 sanctums are
There's
Hong Kong,
pieces
London,
between
and
it.
New York. What we're threats from other dimensions.
All right, let me check. Let me see something.
Like, for example, this big amorphous.
All right, now I'm starting to get into it. I mean, I was into it before, but now I'm really starting to get into it. All right, let's take a look here. Hey, what's going on, nephew? Gotta love it. I hear you. I see you. Comic book I was talking about was a Comic-Con exclusive this year. Really? I have not seen it. I'm probably going to check that out when it comes to New York.
The heir to the throne of that planet Ra I mentioned before, Asgard. Currently,
All right. You know what?
This event that will destroy Asgard.
This is what we're going to do. I'm going to build what I'm trying to do. What I'm going to try to do to this. Hey, look, another person recognized the cat. That's what's up, Mr. Man. Mr. Maine. Yeah, Frederick Keys hat tonight. Yes, you are one of 2 people who recognize this team's hat. That's awesome. Okay, Julian, you have a great night, buddy. I will see you tomorrow for our class. So I will definitely see you tomorrow, bud.
The fabric of reality kind of starts getting weird. So that race of aliens from before the universe called Dark Elves, who are currently chilling on the planet realm of take this opportunity to try and destroy the universe again using the ether/reality stone. They're stopped by the Asgardians led by King Bor, who also take the ether from them. Bor puts the ether away where no one can find it. Malekith and some of his troops manage to escape, and they put themselves into hibernation until their next chance comes. So now, back out in space, there's this race of aliens called...
Oh, no, it's cool, it's cool. Not a lot of people know.
They're just the worst.
So I'm looking at this thing,
They're always at war with some other aliens,
and I might be changing some stuff up on this build.
Eventually, they come across Earth and decide
I'm
humans
figuring this thing
have
out.
good weapons, but if they're modified, they can become good weapons. And so they decide to make Inhumans. Now listen up, because the next part of this is slightly complicated and very important to the rest of the story. The Kree experiment on humans and give some of them powers that only manifest when they're exposed to a mist called Terrigen Mist. This mist is released by Terrigen crystals. This whole process is called Terrigenesis. Once you become a human, you usually just get some sort of smell, and maybe deformity. The Kree put these Terrigen crystals in these weird shaped things called diviners. While they were there, the Kree decided also to go to Puerto Rico, where they built a giant underground city where you can easily release the Terrigen Mist to activate your dormant inhuman powers. If a human with the inhuman gene touches this diviner, Terrigen crystal carrier, they get visions of a big old map of that city, so they can go there and get their powers. Confused yet? We're just getting started. So the Kree are happily making superpowered humans, but after a while they're like, hey, these kind of suck. Let's get out of here. One of the first mutants they made, this Mind Hunter, turns out to be a super powerful and dangerous mutant called Hive, as a tentacle face. He's so powerful that the Kree want to get rid of him. So they find a planet called Mabeth, or Mabeth, out in the universe, I'm called Mabeth, and build a portal called the Monolith to easily transport the Inhuman there to get rid of him. They do so, and he destroys the entire planet, turning it into a barren wasteland. However, this Hive had some followers back on Earth, and they believed that eventually he could be brought back to rule the world. So they started trying to get him back and built a whole society around the idea. This secret organization became known as Hydra. Yes, Hydra wasn't always just crazy Nazis. They were originally crazy tentacle monster worshippers. At one point, Hydra gets its hands on the monolith and tries to send some people to get
I'm redesigning this thing right here. All right, now this thing is really gonna make me mad. So give me 1 second, guys.
At some point here as well, some of the Inhumans that are left on Earth find a way to get to the moon. Through a portal, maybe? Anyway, they get to the moon, build a city there, and set up their own monarchy and society, where the people who get good powers get to be royalty and live awesome lives, while the people who get less good powers have to work in the mines. And remember,
Now this should never fade. Sorry about that.
come back on Asgard,
But I realize it's my phone that's acting up, not Instagram. Is the bottom of this build the same kind of the regular Iron Man set? The bottom of it, yes, it is. Only because I wanted to use that as a frame of reference. But you know, as I'm building this and as this thing is evolving, I will be changing this up little by little, because I want this to look like the actual Hall of Armor from the movie. So I'm trying to figure this part out real quick.
In that city, this group of monks called the Order of the Crane Mother teach the art of chi, this mystical life energy in every living thing. Basically, it can help you heal people super fast,
We'll see.
or it can be used for fighting purposes. Also, did I mention that dragons live in this
A
city?
lot
Yes, they do. Yep, Game of Thrones.
of lives were lagging today. Really?
One called Shao-Lao. There's also always one.
I hope that's not the case.
Who, they're super amazing at punching and kicking, gets to fight the dragon Shao-Lao and win the powers of the immortal Iron Fist.
I'm the Iron Fist. I'm the Iron Fist. I am the Iron Fist.
All right.
I'm the Iron Fist. And I'm the Iron Fist.
That means you can channel your chi into one fist to make it really strong. Plus, you can heal people and you're really good at fighting. The Iron Fist's job is to defeat the enemies of the Order of the Crane Mother and guard the secret passageways to Kunlun. And the mantle is passed down from generation to generation. Think of it as this city's Black Panther, minus the people. But things aren't all sunshine and child beatings in Kunlun. There are 5 students who want immortality using their chi. The Order of the Crane Mother is like... And so these 5 get banished to Earth. Those 5 are called Bakudo, Madame Gao, Alexandra, Murakami, and Sawande. They have band together to form an evil organization called the Hand.
Jacob, good to see you.
They figure out that
All right.
around the world, there are bones from all those
So this is what I'm working with right now. I'm going to try to build a new Las Vegas Raiders stadium. Okay. That should be an interesting build. That sounds like an interesting build. Awesome. All right. So this is what I'm looking at in switching this thing up. But there's a piece in between it that I may want to try to explore.
And she hates it, so she tries to escape. Odin sends his army of super badass warriors called the Valkyries to stop her. They do it, but all of them die in the process, except for one of them, called I'm going to call her Valkyrie. She's pretty shaken after seeing literally all of her friends get murdered, so she goes off into the universe, as her faith in Asgard and all that is shaken. She ends up on this junk planet out in space called Sakaar, or more or less Ultimate Guard of the universe, where she slowly turns into Han Solo, mixed with Archer. Also, Odin has another kid with his lovely Asgardian wife, Frigga, called Thor. Thor is now the heir to the throne of Asgard. Hela totally doesn't count. Later on, on another planet realm called Jotunheim, there's a species called the Frost Giants who want to conquer Earth, aka Midgard, which, if you haven't guessed, is Earth is never a planet. So they start their invasion in the heart of the Earth, and Midgard. In Norway, the Asgardians meet them and battle them all the way back to Jotunheim, where they defeat them. Also, the king of the Frost Giants has a baby, but he just leaves him out to die. Odin finds that baby and he's like, oh, it's cute. So he keeps him and names him Loki, and he raises him with his actual son, Thor, never telling him that he's actually a Frost Giant. Nice. He also negotiates a peace treaty with the Frost Giants and takes their source of power, the basket of ancient winters. He also puts that down as well. Thor and Loki grow up together, and they love each other, even though they don't always get along. Yeah, it's me. Loki is generally just kind of envious of Thor because he really gets more attention, and Thor also gets kind of bratty and arrogant as he grows up. So remember those blue aliens called the Kree? Well, they're still hated by Africa.
All right.
So they end up starting a war with this huge empire in space called the Nova Empire. this empire span.
Thank you, Mason. I like this shirt too.
Long time. Don't worry.
Yeah, Spectacular. I'm trying to get the details right.
One member of this army.
I'm trying to think how it would look on as a display.
Quite little monastery in Ireland. His berserker staff makes the person super strong, so he splits it up into 3 pieces and distributes it around.
Finding the screen.
Is still a pretty busy king, and so he gets his hands on another Infinity Stone, the Space Stone, which is also called the Tesseract.
All right, I'm gonna test something out here.
The most secret place in the universe, Norway, and so he does. Also, this Asgardian woman whose voice ensnares men, called Lorelei, goes around the 9 planet realms collecting an army of slaves. She's stopped and imprisoned.
All right, Boba Fett, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna put you here.
Yes, a bunch of Asgard stuff happens.
Let's see
this time.
what works.
There's
See if this
blacksmith
works.
called Haldir,
Oh.
which if I was using my Danish voice would probably be Hedja, but this video is in Danish, so Haldir. Anyway, this guy finds this artifact called the Cup of Glory. But Loki sees this, and this is Loki thinks of a plan to steal it. He assaults Haldir and gets chased by Haldir's son Rona. Thor stops the chase, and Loki says they should have a contest of skill, intelligence, and virtue to survive in teams. To go through this challenge, and through his tricks and schemes, Loki steals the Cup of Glory in the process. However, through circumstances that really aren't important here, Thor is arrogant, tries to take the cup. They all realize that the cup is up worse than them. Loki admits that he did. Haldir goes crazy with power because of the cup and tries to seal the kill Thor. And in the end, Thor wins the fight. That's the end of that Burger King flag cup. Not even kidding. Nothing really important happened for about 300 years. By the 1800s, Hydra's still sending people through portals to the Mammoth to get their tentacle leader back. Hive, on the other side, keeps killing them and taking on their bodily forms to stop himself from dying. Some pieces are also cut off from the monolith and given to the biggest fat cats in Hydra. Now, over the next 100 years, Hydra sort of moves away from the whole kind of monster thing and becomes more focused on just world domination, as you do. Still, there are some people out there who are still big fans of this thing. Also, the Hand's still rocking about just being evil and stuff. Just don't forget. In the 1930s, this
Right now, I'm just making some changes here. Sorry, YouTube. I know you guys are here. I didn't forget you guys.
Then there's this sickly, skinny, sad kid called Steve Rogers.
This is one of those focus building chats.
And so they become besties for decades and decades. Now, by 1934, one of the biggest members of Hydra is a guy called Johann Schmidt. Now that the Nazis have taken over Germany, he wants to join up with them. Schmidt meets with Hitler and he's like, hey, I'm evil, you're evil, let's do this. And it was like,
Yo, what's going on?
He also meets with a scientist called Armin
It's Anarchy. Good to see you.
starts working closely with him. Hydra is now the Nazi deep science.
When is that interview? That interview is going to be during our fan appreciation night. And our fan appreciation night, we're probably going to have that in a couple of weeks. So I want, so just be patient, my friend, because it's coming. All right. So this is how I'm going to, it looks like this is how I'm probably going to change this up, but I'm going to test one more thing. So let's do this. Yeah, Carter, that interview ain't happening tonight, man. All right, so this is what we're looking at right here. So as much as I like how the hall looks like this, the more accurate version of the hall looks like this, where this part of the center, which I probably got to open up a little bit, it's for his center build, but it's usually right around here. So we're going to place this just like so. All right. So Mason, I saw that that Venom version of Iron Man, and I was going to purchase it at the time, but then I got sidetracked and I forgot to look for it again. But yeah, I like that. AG Forever, how you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Oh man, your phone died? Sorry to hear that. Moto, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. Moto, we're going to be making some changes to the Hall of Armor. Going to be doing some changes, but I have to take this glass off and I have to add it here. We might be doing the Hall of Armor like this. So the Hall of Armor might be a little smaller. It's the same size, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be the same exact size, but it's going to be small. It's going to take up more. It's going to take up less space. So if I build this correctly and if I put the glass on correctly, this should look like how it does in the movie.
Howard Stark also starts helping with the war efforts more, and he ends
Oh,
up-
that's awesome, Moto.
Soon, though, after a lot of searching,
All right.
Schmidt finally finds the Tesseract.
I'm good. That's good. That's good. Good to hear. All right, I'm going to be blocking myself again. I'm going to check this thing out. I'm going to take this glass off. I'm going to place it in front here. And if it works, then we are in business.
So Steve is still trying to join the army, and Peggy now finds out more about Project Reaper, the Super Soldier Serum project. She's assigned to it along with Chester Phillips, Stark, and Russell. They need to find the perfect candidate to test it on. Steve and Bucky coincidentally end up going to one of Howard Stark's expos, where he's showing off whatever. Here, Dr. Erskine overhears Steve talking to Bucky about how cold his heart is, and he realizes this is the perfect guy. So he recruits him to the program, and Steve starts training in the army, where he meets Peggy Carter and Chester Phillips. Steve and Peggy become friends, and eventually a bit more. After showing his worth, Steve gets approved for the project, gets the serum injected into him, and gets super strength, enhanced abilities, and Chris Evans' muscles. However, Schmidt has found out about all these developments and sent an assassin undercover to kill Erskine, which happens. Over the next few months, Steve becomes the poster boy for the war, but is pretty bummed out because he wanted to fight, not put on performances and get moved by soldiers. His chance to prove himself, though, comes when Bucky and his unit get captured by Hydra forces. While there, Bucky is experimented on by Zora. Steve goes off to save them with the help of Howard Stark and his now girlfriend Peggy, and frees the prisoners. He also confronts Schmidt for the first time and discovers his red skull. He gets out of there already. Bucky's unit, known as the Howling Commandos, joins Steve, who has become known.
I usually take 3 or 4 passes on anything before I'm happy. Moto, this is now the third. This is now the third pass on this. So I want to stay true to the original set, but I also want to modify it in a way that it doesn't look like most people's modification of this set. So one thing I don't like, and this is just me, as much as I love our Lego community, I kind of don't like replicating something that someone else has done. So like I don't like building like if someone makes a mock and they put the instructions on, I kind of don't like taking the instructions and making it, because it's like, man, you made it already. You know, I like to do stuff. I like to make my own stuff. So that's just you know, that's just me. So what I'm doing here is something that I haven't seen people do when it comes to this build. So I'm actually digging this. Now let me see how this will look. All right, so this is how it looks in the glass. So it's still kind of open. I want it to be a little bit. I want it to be a little closer, but I'm not going to get that luxury.
Cap realizes he has to crash the plane and sacrifice himself to save the free world. He does so, but luckily lands is nice. That very nicely freezes him over and keeps him alive and super youthful looking for like 70 years. Now, Peggy's pretty upset about losing her boyfriend, but life must go on, so she leads some of the Howling Commandos to take down the last Hydra base, led by our old friend, Werner Reinhardt. There she finds the Diviner and the Kree Corpse, both of which are put into SSR control. Peggy later interrogates Reinhardt, but gets nothing out of him and leaves him to life in prison. Also around this time, Howard Stark is out looking for Cap's body, but never finds it. Instead, he finds the Tesseract lying around and brings it back and puts it in SSR control. The SSR now starts to bring in Hydra scientists to work with it, including Zola. Little do they know that they're actually secretly building up Hydra from inside of the SSR, which later becomes S.H.I.E.L.D., growing like some kind of parasite from within.
I gotta change this up.
Also, now that the war's done, Howard Stark also really starts his playboy billionaire lifestyle, which doesn't last too long before things go awry. In fact, just the next year, Stark's vault of inventions is broken into by that brother of the guy killed by Midnight Oil, who's now out for revenge. And they start showing up on the black market. Stark gets accused and put on trial for selling stuff to enemies of the U.S.
This is what I really want to get done.
So he recruits his old buddy, Peggy Carter, to help solve the case. Peggy's now working full-time at the SSR and befriends this guy called Sousa. Carter also works with Stark's butler, Edward Jarvis, to unravel the mystery. And they go through several adventures, at one point discovering that one of the big things Stark would have had was a vial containing the last of Steve Rogers' blood, which makes Peggy pretty upset. She keeps up the case, working with the Howling Commandos again, and discovering that Red Blue, little killer Russian girls. She has to fight one of the agents there, Dottie Underwood. In the end, Stark's name is cleared, and he explains the situation, and it's all good. Pretty sure he got hypnotized at one point as well. Also, Peggy makes a very Harry Potter-esque choice,
All
and
right.
pours Steve's blood out over the Brooklyn Bridge. Very poetic, except some fish down there.
All right, now I gotta figure this part out.
Next year, the SSR is trying to set up shop in LA, and Stark moves to LA to start up a movie production company, because of course he does. Carter sent to LA to help with a case where a woman was killed by being exposed to this thing called zero matter, this blob of pure negative energy that got here from one of those other dimensions. All you really need to know is that it's super powerful, and it can kill people and suck people into portals. It gets into our world when atomic bombs are tested. There's this
All right.
actress who's married to a senator who's actually used zero matter. For
Okay, so we are going to deconstruct the hall, and we're going to build it to look like this. I actually like this better. It curves more. The only issue is, though, you know what? This might not even. Well, yeah, this would be an issue.
So she can get even more. They all end up at Stark's movie production lot. Zero matter is forced out of the actress and put into a rift, and Stark keeps a little bit of it behind to study it. Everyone's happy, and Carter ends up with Sousa. Hell yeah. There are a lot more details in there. Wilkes becoming
See,
intangible.
here's the only issue too. So you see where you see what's exposed? The bottom half of them are exposed.
Whether Carter marries Sousa in the end.
Now, unless I do this, unless I get
Just want to throw this in here. The entrance to Kunlun gets attacked by some soldiers, and an army protecting the entrance.
let me see here. Alright, let's see what happens when I.
Planning on starting up Shield, a new and improved SSR, and wants Peggy Carter to lead it with him. Most of the stuff from the SSR, including the artifacts,
All right, that would actually work.
staff, like Sola, are moved over to Shield.
Look like if I put a 1x4 underneath, a 1x4 seals it up pretty nicely. So everybody over here. So here's the updated version of what I'm going to be doing right now. So we got about 8 more minutes of our stream. So this is a good starting point.
He becomes the first subject in Hydra's Ranger Soldier program, basically their version of the Super Soldier program.
All right, let's take this thing down.
Peggy keeps working at S.H.I.E.L.D., and at some point here, or maybe slightly later, she has kids with her husband, who again might be Sousa or might not be. You'll never know that show got mixed. In addition to starting S.H.I.E.L.D., Howard Stark also starts up the Stark World Expo, a huge event to show off the newest developments in tech, and also starts to look very Mad Men. He drops the Playboy persona and settles down with a woman called Maria. Okay, so I know we've been on Earth a lot.
Man, I'm running out of room. I'm running
There's this little blue
out
alien
of room in
here.
for my Lego.
He sold
Yeah,
and if you're surprised at this point that Kree had slaves, I don't know what's talking.
Yeah.
Now Stark starts working with this Russian guy called Anton.
Don't I know?
Together they start creating the
Don't I know?
source of immense and pretty unlimited.
Okay.
3 years later, and the arc reactor is finally completed. Stark wants to use it.
Just an Orthodox vegan. How are you?
So Stark has Banco totally screwed over.
Jay Howard, good to see you.
And he gets Banco deported, which sets Banco.
Sin, what's going on?
Howard and Maria Stark.
Okay,
grows up just as genius as his dad, and just as good at making super dangerous people hate you.
all right, let's see here.
It's a new business partner to help him run Stark Industries.
Where is my brick separator? There he is.
Then there's a spy in the CIA.
Mind you, I have 2 brick separators on my desk at all times. I can't find one, but I have one.
Arnim Zola's been kicking around, brainwashing people and such for a while now, but he's told he's going to die soon. So he puts his brain into a supercomputer to live on forever. Now back to some more street level stuff. There's this guy called Bill Fisk, who's running for some.
Yeah, I'm gonna do half of it to put the 2 halves up. Come on, man! I just made this character. Look at that! My Superman is on the floor. My 2 clickies are on the floor. My eagle was on the floor. Come on, guys. This is why I need a bigger table. I need to order a new table. Quarantine Creations. Hey, long time no see indeed. How you been?
And he hides the secret to making that new element he discovered in a map of the Starfield Expo for his son to discover one day. He also records a video telling his son Tony that he is and always will be his greatest creation. Meanwhile, there's a little boy called Rick Colson who grows up a huge fan of Peggy Carter and Captain America. He plays cards, and he also helps his dad with his red Corvette, which is called Logan. Yondu is still a teen space slave, but he's freed from slavery by a manager called Sylvester Stallone. I'm sorry, I mean Car.
All right. So I'm gonna do two different things. Joe, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on, Monica? Yes, clicky. I have a clicky. Where's my clicky? There we go. My clicky. All right.
To be fair, at least at the start, Yondu didn't know that Ego was killing all these kids and then storing them inside himself. Still gross. Ego eventually makes his way to Earth and impregnates a woman named Meredith Hill. Nope, wrong there. He then realizes that he's actually falling in love with her. Humans are just that awesome. But Ego can't afford distractions like that, so he gives her brain cancer and leaves. Later, Meredith has a child of Ego, who she names Peter Quill, who's half human, half celestial, and grows up hearing about his father being a man from the stars. So maybe David Hasselhoff. Now, there's this super powerful demonic being called the Spirit of Vengeance that lives in the Hell Dimension. To be clear, this is not the planet Hell, where Hell is trapped. It's one of those other dimensions. Totally different thing. Anyway, the Spirit of Vengeance escapes from the Hell Dimension and bonds to a guy called Johnny Blaze. This spirit turns whoever it bonds to into the Ghost Rider, which means they get a flaming skull and some pretty cool powers. And yeah, as the name would imply, they also gotta be pretty vengeful. Over in Harlem, two teens called Henry and Cornell, plus this other guy who doesn't really matter, grow up and are kind of part of the gang. They work for this monster in Harlem called Mama Mabel, who is Cornell's grandma. Henry gets the nickname Pop from the sound Smith makes when he hits you, and Cornell later on gets
Spectacular. I like Star Trek. I am a Trekkie.
And he wants to be a pianist. But Mama Mabel doesn't like that at
Nothing
all.
against Star Wars, but growing up, I wasn't able to go see Star Wars in the movies while Star Trek was on TV. So,
especially against this rival.
all right, taking off the top half.
Then later on is forced to kill himself. He goes on to kill more people, which slowly turns him and his cousin Mariah into cold-blooded killers. Later on, when Mama Mabel dies, the mom is passed on to Cotton, who leads it very well. And I assume this is at
All right, so I'm gonna take.
the CIA and starts working for SHIELD as an agent. And also a guy called Alex
Right.
Pierce, who becomes the head of SHIELD.
So we're gonna take this piece and we're gonna change it so that it looks.
Including Pierce's own daughter. Fury suggests a plan to get them out, but Pierce turns
We'll
it
take
down
this
because it's too risky. Fury does it
and
anyway,
change it so it looks more like this.
Pierce himself does
All right,
it,
come on now.
and himself becomes a member of the World Security Council. Basically, politicians from the world's biggest countries who look over world security. However, soon after this, Pierce gets recruited by a Hydra, still growing like a virus inside.
So,
he becomes their greatest operative.
so
Also, at some point later on, Fury loses one of his eyes because he trusted someone, possibly a Skrull. We'll probably find out next year. At some point in this decade as well.
So I'm trying to see here.
Is born, and he has a serious brain.
Kyle, what's going on, Kyle?
His parents
So,
subject him to awful
This is not much of a difference, honestly.
Experiments also mess him up pretty
Now that I'm looking at it,
Now back to that human stuff.
hold on, let me check something here.
Gordon undergoes pterogenesis. It takes away his eyes, but on the plus side,
Yeah, this one is kind of.
which is pretty
It's kind of closer. I'm gonna do it anyway. You're upgrading Dr. Octopus. All right, for the 10th time. Listen, man, upgrades are always good, bro. Upgrades are always good. I have so many brick separators. Somehow I can never find them. Tell me about it. I have like over like 10 of them in the house, like scattered. I have no idea where they are. I mean, I do, but you know, they're just all over. So yeah, that's what we're gonna start off. So tomorrow is gonna be our 30-minute brick and chat. So I'm going to start the process of redoing this tomorrow. I see how this is going to look. So we're gonna make this. We're gonna bring these in a little closer.
Thanos is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like that idea. So we're gonna do that. I'm probably gonna order some more stuff. So we'll make sure that we have this stuff put together.
It's bad news.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching me deconstruct one of my greatest creations, one of the stuff I love to do. Deconstruct it and rebuild it to make it something a lot cooler or something that's going to look a lot weirder. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But you guys have been awesome. You guys have been amazing. You guys have a good rest of the night. You guys be safe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, y'all.